they think it's murder. And it kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sorry, we won't miss you. That's my position on it. What?
That's quite harsh, Bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that clip is harsh. And it keeps the real-time audience in absolute silence. Bill Maher speaks out loud with the pro-choice people only think to themselves. Here, Bill actually has some partial pro-life ideas. Let's give the whole clip a listen.
If you believe it's murder, you know, that's why I don't understand the 15-week thing. Or the Trump's plan is, let's leave it to the states. You mean, so killing babies is okay in some states? Like, I can respect the absolutist position. I really can. I scold the left on when they say, oh, you know what? They just hate women. People who aren't pro-life, pro-choice. They don't hate women. They just made that up. They think it's murder. And it kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sorry, we won't miss you. That's my position on it. What?
That's quite harsh, Bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill is partially teaching some pro-life ideas here. First, he seems to think that there is some sort of life in the womb, or maybe even life at conception. And therefore, because there is life in the womb, to end the life of the baby in the womb is murder. But Bill is okay with murdering a baby in the womb. Even Piers Morgan, who is by no means a sensitive person, declares that what Bill is saying here is harsh. And the crowd and the real-time audience is kept silent, not knowing how to respond to such a comment. But Bill has said stuff like this before. He had Jillian Michaels on his podcast called Club Random, and they got onto the topic of abortion, and he said this to Jillian Michaels.
Could you envision a day when you would need an abortion in your life?
Okay, I said other than the social issues, but let's discuss it. Hold on.
Could you still have a baby?
Maybe. I still get my period.
Maybe,
Not in menopause yet. But
there you go.
But hold on. I agree with you. I said outside of the social issues. But hold on.
Your girlfriend gets you pregnant.
Hold on. Initially, his position, before he ran and got pushed all the way to the right, was 15 weeks. I agree with 15 weeks.
Right.
15 weeks to me is plenty of time. Europe is 12.
Because either you believe in you don't.
Bill, there's nuance. You can't make it black and white like that.
Of course you can.
No, you can't.
Talking about,
it's not that simple.
Either you believe,
a late-term abortion, they're anesthetizing the child and taking it apart in pieces, opposed to...
on a certain level, if you think it's murder, and here's my position...
It's a continuum. It's shades of gray.
I do think it's murder, and I'm completely okay with it. That's my position. But it is definitely becoming a life. So if you're okay to be like, well, it would be barbaric to kill it at 8 weeks, but 6, of course.
Anesthetize the fetus and cut it into pieces.
Yeah.
Like, come on. There's a continuum.
Yeah, that's worse, but it's still.
Then why in Europe is it 12 weeks?
Okay.
Why? And no one seems to have a problem with that.
As soon as you get pregnant, you know, it's like the raft that's going down the river, and it's going to get to the falls. Now, you can kill it before it gets to the falls, but if you don't, it would get to the falls and then drop out of the lady and become a human. Which, again, does not bother me at all. I think we have too many humans already, and I feel like if we never met you, you can't miss us, and we can't miss you because we never met you.
A few things pop out at me as I listen to Bill Maher's view on abortion, which shocked even his liberal audience. First, Bill has no respect for human life. Humans that are made in the image of God. Genesis 1:26-27 says that male and female are made in the image of God. Human beings are image bearers to the great and sovereign God who made the universe and who rules over all the earth. Number 2, Bill is ruthless towards human life and has a seared conscience in the area of murder. In Exodus 21 verse 22, we read this about a woman who is injured, who has a baby in the womb. Exodus 21, verse 22. When men strive together and hit a pregnant woman so that her children come out, but there is no harm, the one who hit her shall surely be fined, as the woman's husband shall impose on him. But he shall pay as the judges determine. But now we get to verse 23. But if there is harm, then you shall pay life for life. Verse 24, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. Here we see that in the Old Testament, that a baby in the womb is a human being. The Lord sees that there is life at conception. As well, both in Isaiah 49 and Jeremiah 1, the prophets claim that they were called from birth. They were known by the Lord in the womb of their mother. In Psalm 51, verse 5, that King David claims that he was sinful from the time his mother conceived him. The last thing I want to say about abortion is something that Ronald Reagan said. He said, I've noticed that everyone who is for abortion has already been born. It seems that people are only pro-life when issues affect them, either in a positive or negative aspect. And I think we need to pray that people who have ideas like Bill's would be brought to repentance and find life and joy in Jesus Christ, because he went to die for sinners, of which we all are, and we all need the grace of Jesus Christ. Thanks for watching, and God bless.